Hey everyone, I am so excited because this is pretty much just back to my roots, old-fashioned, affordable, mostly, makeup haul from one of my standbys for years. This video is sponsored by Walmart and it's one of 3 that you'll be seeing over the next couple of months. This one's gonna focus on cosmetics, makeup type stuff, and the next 2 is gonna be more about hair care and then skincare, sun care. And I kind of put those 2 together. So today, it's all about makeup, my first love. And what's really funny is that when I got the offer through email to do this, I was actually in Walmart shopping for myself for some of the stuff you're going to see. And then, of course, use that as an excuse to keep on shopping. So my face is prepped. I've put my hair back. And I'm actually going to also put my hair up with, funnily enough, a hair clip that I bought at Walmart years ago. And I'm going to prep my lips with something that you can actually purchase on Walmart.com, because we all know that you can go to Walmart for the affordable stuff. You can order it online, you can go in store, but they also carry premium beauty, which was news to me. So this is the Laneige lip sleeping mask. They carry, I took way too much there. They carry Laneige online. You don't have to go to sleep to put this on. It's just it's a lip balm. They carry tons of premium brands online. Brands that I wish I'd kind of known about this sooner, but it's okay. We can make up for lost time. So like I said, Laneige, let me look at my list. Sicily, okay, that's skincare and cosmetics, but Beauty Blender, we'll be seeing this in a little bit. Guerlain, NARS, Stila, Dior, Bare Minerals, The Balm, like I said, Laneige, Perricone MD, Estee Lauder, Lancome, Bioderma, YSL, Clinique, Obagi, skincare, but still kind of excited about that one too. Olaplex, Becca, Butter London. I love Butter London nail polishes. It's been getting harder and harder to find my favorites. There they are. They have 2-day shipping on purchases $35 or more and free pickup in store if you have it shipped to your store. And there's Walmarts everywhere. And the other thing that gets me really excited about this particular campaign, the campaign kind of hashtag is here for every beauty, is because it's really about being here for every beauty for the 327 million Americans who have all kinds of different faces, different shades, and different ages. I'm really excited about the concept of inclusivity to not only include shades, which is important, but as I am aging, ages as well, and to see faces from different spectrums and different age groups makes me personally very happy. So let's get into the fun part, playing with the makeup. When I am wrong about something, I have no problem admitting it. And I tried the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation, a little while back and really did not care for it. I don't know if it was a bad skin couple of days. I don't know if it was the moisturizer I was using at the time. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was just in a bad mood, but I got rid of it. Didn't like it, did not work for me at all. But a bunch of YouTubers that I really respect have been raving about it. Obviously, I was at Walmart, I saw it. I also just got an email that Physicians Formula has recently launched a whole bunch of new shades. Anyway, I'm like, you know what, let's give this another try. Now, this is not a first impression. I have been wearing this and really liking it. And I have to admit, I went back and watched the video. This applies completely differently, wears differently than it did the first time around. I have no explanation. I am wearing it in the shade LC1, which matches me just fine. I've gotten over my aversion to the doe foot applicator. I will say it still does have quite a strong smell, and I can deal with it. So I've slathered that all over my face. You could use a beauty blender or whatever, but I'm a fan of the flat top brush. This one is from Wet n Wild, which is already in my collection. This one isn't newly washed. And I'm just pouncing that around. Trying something a little different, trying to have less product on my face. So I'm just going with one today. This is new, just picked this up. It's from Marnie. It's their Conceal and Perfect. I do like the foundation. Now they have a concealer. And I just grabbed it in the lightest shade 100 Pure Ivory. It is a very full coverage, I would say, concealer. And a little goes a long way. It's more of a flat doe foot, almost like a paddle applicator, but in a doe foot spongy material. And I am going to use the Beauty Blender to pat that in because it is on the more opaque side, so I want to kind of thin it out. And I'm also going to have it do double duty as my eye primer. So you can get beauty blenders on Walmart.com. I was thinking of picking up a set of the little minis because I tend to use the Beauty Blender the most for under eye stuff. And I'm curious, has anyone used the minis? What do you think? Should I just stick with the big boy and just use the tip like this? Or it just looks like fun. I think they're really cute. I don't know. The coverage on the foundation is pretty excellent. There's a couple little areas I want to touch up with some concealer. And for that, obviously going to my favorite concealer pretty much across the board, whether it's affordable or premium. It's the Flower Beauty Concealer. And I am wearing it in shade, I think it's L3, L4. I'll just dot that on. One of the very first products that I ever reviewed on this channel was this guy. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, the original formula. I picked up a brand new jar. I got it in the shade Translucent. There's also Translucent Extra Heavy Coverage or Extra Coverage. But again, summer, I feel like this does enough all by itself. I'm gonna use this to set under my eyes. It's a little sticky, and just to set my whole face. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit, like a tiny bit, into the cap and use a Real Techniques setting brush, tap some more. I mean, so there's just barely anything in there, and just very lightly, and then kind of brush it out. I'm gonna tap a little bit more, but I am going to then set lightly the rest of my face before we go on to the next steps. I make this face so I can get the powder to not settle in all those lines. Not just this powder, any powder. Now onto bronzer. I picked up a new one. This is the Flower Heatwave Luminous Bronzer in the shade Sunrise L1. The sun is coming up as I say that, how appropriate. It looks a little cool toned. There's almost like a little layer over it once you swatch it or rub it a little bit. It's very brown, which is great, and very warm, but right now I am neither of those things, so it's a little too dark for me right now. But then I saw that they're carrying a favorite of mine that seasonal, I don't know if it's a seasonal product, hopefully it's just permanent at this point. It's sometimes hard to find, but it's in stores right now. It's the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. So I'm just gonna slap that on with a big brush. This is actually a blush brush from Real Techniques. I feel like it's too big for my face as a blush brush, but it's great for all over color, like for a bronzer, or even a powder, like a loose face powder, setting powder. And since I haven't gotten around to doing any sunless tanning yet, I am going to slap this on everywhere, like my ears, down my neck, across my clavicle. We're gonna fake it. On to highlighter, I picked something else up that I forgot to put on while I still had my liquids. This is the Neutrogena Glow On Liquid Highlighter, and I picked it up in the shade Moonlight Galaxy. There's a few other shades. Let me show it to you. We'll play with it another time, I promise. It looks like just a squeezy tube, and that's exactly what it is. Just squeeze out a little amount. I'm gonna actually, you know what? Let's just try putting it right on top of the powder and see how it goes. Look at that. We're just gonna tap that on. And then I think to help blend it, let's go with the Beauty Blender. The rule of thumb with makeup, there's not a lot of rules, but generally you wanna put all your liquid and cream products on first before you add powder, because it doesn't really blend well. As you can maybe see, it's kind of not blending very well, but we will fix that. So this isn't the best demo of how the product works. I do like it. I have been using it. You can even mix it because of it lends itself well to mixing with more of a matte foundation if you wanted to add an all-over glow. This blends in usually very nicely on liquid skin that has not been powdered. But let's powder it too so it sets. One of my favorite highlighters, the Maybelline Master Chrome. I'm going to use a setting brush for that from Real Techniques. Another fave. And just go over that. I'm very excited about these next two products. First is a blush brush. This is from Flower Beauty. It is the prettiest little brush. It is a blush brush. I have been looking for ages for a small blush brush that kind of comes to a little tapered point, case in point, literally. And if you look closely at this brush, the handle starts white and then fades down to like a rose gold. It's just pretty. It's perfect. And it goes so nicely with this little set of blushes from Milani. This is the Rose Powder Blush Set, Flowers of Love, shade 1. And aren't these fun? Let's just start with this one. I also like it's a smaller brush head because I can fit it into all sorts of different pans of blush. I've been playing with my brows a lot, and I've realized that even though my hair is blonde, my brows look a little better when I go a little darker with the pencil. So I found this one from Wet n Wild that I really like. It's new to me. It's their Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. The tip is that newer version where it's flat on one side and narrow that way. I got it in 2 shades. I got it in the blonde, and then I got it in the ash brown, and I'm just going to fill it in really quickly, but the pencil's soft enough that it's easy to work with and narrow enough that you can really mimic the strokes, but it makes the slightly darker shade makes it a little bit easier for me to fill in the tail of my brow without making it so obvious that it's pencil. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and then I'll be right back. Brows are done. Just put them in place with my NYX Brow Mascara. So Walmart has exclusive to them 4 new palettes from CoverGirl. They're really cool. Cardboard. I like this one the most because it has a nice mix of neutrals, color, shimmers, and satins, and I've been playing with them extensively. They're very forgiving. I'm not sure about the different sizes. I do wish that they were all uniform in size. Can't have everything. I don't know why I'm going in and out of focus here. But what I thought I would do is kind of do a little bit with these just very neutral shades, maybe a little bit of liner with this purple and see where we go. So let's play. I also picked up something with a lot of glitter. This was going to be a simple eye look, and I can just tell that that's just not going to happen. I'm going to go in with Admiration and just add it to the crease. It's very light. It's very buildable as well. When you work with this and you think, oh, it's not really showing up, and then all of a sudden you start adding more and more, and you're like, whoops, I added too much. So just a little FYI on that one. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Truffles, more in the outer corner, and pull it a little bit onto the lid. I'm going to take this very little skinny shade here called Queen to Be. I've been swatching on my arm. And I'm going to use this little mirror actually, and I'm just going to put that on the lid. So very neutral lid. Really nice mirror here. Then with a really clean finger, I'm going to take Tulle, which is the lightest shimmer shade. Pop that in the inner corner. I'm going to line my top lashes with my trusty Flower Beauty Vinyl Eyes Gel Liner, which is really just a fancy way of saying pencil liner. It's so dependable, and it's so good. Now I'm going to just take, this is an e.l.f., this is really old school, an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to dip it into Aura, which is this really cool lavender shade. Really dig it in there, and then pat. And then I'm just going to lightly press it underneath my lashes. Certainly end here and add some mascara, but I don't want to because I have discovered the L'Oreal Crushed Foil Metallics. This one is Diamond Dust, I believe, yes. And you can just stick your finger in and pat it on, but I find if you want a little less fallout, get some setting spray. This is the Flower Beauty one. Wet your brush and dip it in. And I'm just gonna get a tiny bit in the center of the lid. They have other shades, which I will be buying. I love this stuff. Okay, I already curled my lashes off camera. I'm going to do 2 steps in my mascara routine today. First is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Primer, followed by the mascara. This is not very entertaining, so I'm going to do that real quickly, and then we'll talk about lips, because I went a little crazy. Okay, totally should have done this before the mascara, but seal the deal long-lasting setting spray. I got it in the matte version. from Flower. This is not part of the haul. I've had it a while. So I did buy a few lip products. I bought 3 lipsticks, a gloss, and 2 lip liners. So I picked up 2, apparently, of the same color lipstick. Romantic Rose from Maybelline. I mentioned in my favorites, I really liked it. I literally bought the same lipstick twice. We're not judging. And then I also picked up, that's the one I'm going to wear. I also picked up from Revlon a really pretty shade called Primrose. I found the most beautiful shade of lip gloss. It's a new shade from Milani. I like the Milani Keep It Full lip glosses. I think it's Luminoso. I also have Sparkling Rose. And then I picked up Soft Rose, which can easily be worn by itself because it's pretty opaque. It's more of a cool tone right there. Next to Primrose. Do you hear a theme going here? And then I picked up 2 lip liners. I think this is the famous Milani Natural, All Natural. But then I also picked this one up from, is it Revlon or L'Oreal? L'Oreal. And in the shade Rose Absolute. So you know I'm not a big wearer of lip liner, but when I'm wearing gloss, especially in the summer, things just have a way of moving around. So it's helpful to sort of basically use the lip liner as a barrier to keep the gloss where it belongs. So I'm going to line my lips and kind of fill in a little on the edges with the L'Oreal lip liner. Hello, Mimi. And then we will slap on some lipstick. Since I bought 2 of these, clearly I like them a lot. I'm going to slap on the Maybelline Romantic Rose, which is so pretty by itself. But it is even prettier when you put Soft Rose from Milani lip gloss on top of it. You don't need a lot. This stuff is pretty pigmented. So this is the final look. Obviously, this is a pretty long video, so I just want to wrap it up by saying thank you to Walmart for sponsoring this video. I have been a longtime shopper, will continue to be, and really excited to find that there's even more with premium beauty. So let me know what your favorites are when you're shopping at Walmart, and what are some of the new products that you're picking up just because, or because the seasons are changing into summer and you need some new warm weather stuff, or just because you're looking for an excuse to buy new makeup. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me, a lot of time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.